Hello, thanks for joining me, astrologer Patrick Arundell, for your astrological overview for week commencing the 25th of January. We can all let out a collective sigh of relief as Mercury starts to go forwards. Now, Mercury is in the sign of Capricorn. Now, that's very businesslike, and Mercury is about talk and thought. But if there are any commercial matters, anything to do with documents or agreements or contracts, which have got snarled up around the retrograde, there is an opportunity to start working more progressively with these. But Mercury combines with Pluto. This gives us an opportunity to be very penetrative in our approach when it comes to how we think about things. But it also can see someone emerge in your situation over the next week who can be particularly evangelical in their point of view. It may be even you, who's very passionate. But just be conscious that these two are squaring up with Uranus, the planet of rebelliousness, which is in its most rebellious zone of Aries. So it's possible when it comes to trying to balance individuality with fitting in with the structures that are in place, the orthodox, that could be a bit of a push and pull point. So there can still be some tension and some areas of aggravation that come up from Mercury this week. More positively, Mars is feeding into Mercury and Pluto in a very helpful way. And Mars is in the sign of Scorpio, one of two planets that rule this zodiac sign. So its other ruler, its modern ruler of Pluto, is also in the picture. When these two get together, it can give us enormous willpower. So if there's something that you're very clear about in terms of what you're wanting to achieve, you could take some enormous steps towards it this week. But there is an important proviso with this, because when Mars and Pluto get together, people's feelings can almost get thrust out the way in the sort of like rush to meet our desires. Remember, Mars is very much about desires, instant gratification, especially in the sign of Scorpio. And Pluto is very much about power. So when we put these two together, it's a very motivational force, but it does mean that we need to be aware of our motives and behave in the right kind of way. Live within the rules of wherever you and I are living. However, Venus is also going to be playing a big role this week. She too continues in Capricorn. This is a very obviously earthy, sensual area for her, but she's forging a nice link, a semi-sextile with the Sun, which continues in the more idealistic and friendly zodiac sign of Aquarius. There's an opportunity here, therefore, to use a little bit of quiet diplomacy to soften some of the urgency and drive and potency of that Mars-Pluto combination. And also later in the week, Venus forges a very beguiling link with Neptune. If you really believe in the concept of true love and you're looking to meet somebody, well, sometimes when this aspect is in motion, people will meet someone who really does sweep them off their feet. Whether this goes on to be a long-standing relationship is another matter. We always have to be aware of the more duplicitous influence of Neptune, the way it distorts reality. It can make us a bit unrealistic about how we view someone we get involved with. So if you do meet someone for the first time and you really like them, just hold a little bit of yourself back and get to know them a bit better before making your final decision on whether they're the right one for you. And in an existing relationship, if all is not hunky-dory, don't expect, in terms of your expectations, that things should be based on the Venus-Neptune sextile, because then that's going to see your disappointment just be reinforced. But it is an interesting aspect, and if you do have an interest in the arts or buying things that have some kind of intrinsic worth, not necessarily in material sense, finding possessions that you can recycle or upcycle in a way which is very creative, then this is a fine time to do so. It's been a real pleasure being with you. Thank you for joining me. Good luck and goodbye for now.